Hello and welcome to this special podcast episode that I am doing with probably the only guest that I'd ever really want on to have on the podcast. Now, unfortunately, it happens to be the person who gave half birth to me, which is Mr. Brian Bangura. Woo!
That's not very nice.
Nah, but you know what, Dad? Yeah, what I wanted people to understand, honestly, yeah, was your business journey, how you even got into it, the army, and parenting, and how that's had an effect on me as to where I am in life, and as how it's had an effect on you as to where you are in life. So, let's start. Mr. Ibrahim Bangura. How did it start?
That's a very good question, really, to be honest. How did it start? Well, it started many, many years ago, I think.
Do you reckon?
Well, so I would say it would start when I finished school and then went to college, finished, then joined the army. So after the army, in fact, after serving my time in the army, then I decided to walk down Germany and came down to England.
What made you join the army?
That's just my ambition. I wanted to do it when I was a young man.
You said, when I was young, I'm going to join the army.
When I grow up, I'm going to join the army.
And just shoot people and stuff.
Yes. So I decided to join the army, and it's my ambition, I thought, at the time.
Yeah, sure.
I said, that's what I want to do. And I did, and I enjoyed it and met quite a lot of wonderful people.
Why did you join the British Army? Because for people that don't know, the background where you was born and raised, Sierra Leone.
Yeah, I come from Freetown and came to UK. And I was in Freetown actually when I said I'm going to join the British Army, because I usually go to the embassy to read the newspapers, especially Daily Telegraph. And then eventually I saw the adverts. I was going to school in Freetown when I saw the adverts. I decided to apply. And unfortunately, they wrote back to me. They said, I have to be a British citizen to be a British Army. And I said, okay. Well, that's given me the scope then to come to England.
England, yeah, of course.
So I came and educated myself. And after my education, I joined the army there. They didn't refuse me then because I'm already in the UK. So I joined the army, finished after 9 years. And I didn't think I was going to go into business.
So when you was in the army and you was coming to the end, why did you decide to leave?
On medical reasons.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was medically discharged. And then after that discharge, and I was based in Shrewsbury in Essex. So I was working in the street one of the days. So I saw the shop up for sale. I've got no idea what it is, but I just love it. And I went inside. I said, what do you do? He said, I do suspended ceiling and mirror wardrobes. I said, well, that's fine. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
So the guy said, do you know how to do suspended ceiling? I said, no. Do you know how to do mirrors? I said, no. Where do you want it then? I said, something used. So let's start getting into business. So I bought this business.
Yeah.
And I taught myself, and the old man was also teaching me how to do and sell suspended ceilings.
Why do you think he sold it to you? Because a lot of people must have inquired or asked about the business for sale. Why do you think he was walking past, when was this, maybe the 80s?
Well, not necessarily, because what happened is it was already a sign up for sale.
Yeah.
So I don't think he cared much who bought it, who don't buy it.
Yeah.
So it was there. So I just went to the estate agent and said, I want the the lease. And then he said, yeah, you can buy the lease, no problem. But the deal was I have to let him stay in the property while he's teaching me how to do the ceilings.
Okay.
So that's a good deal.
Sure.
So because I was in the army, still in the army,
Yeah.
and then I decided to say, right, you stay upstairs, and then I'll be coming every Saturday to learn the job. And he agreed.
Really?
Yeah. So every Saturday,
Yeah.
I was going to the shop and teach myself not only doing the suspended ceiling, but he's also a picture framer.
Okay.
Very interesting indeed. And this old boy decided to teach me how to picture frame the same time.
Wow.
So, say, you know, I've got all the good deals around me. I can picture frame, I can sell the suspended ceilings, I can sell the mirror wardrobes as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all three in one for the price of one, i.e. accommodation. But I wasn't paying him. He and his wife, they live upstairs.
Yeah.
So they have to look after themselves at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've left the army. You've got this. You bought this business now.
Yeah. It's a matter of swimming.
What do you mean?
You can't go backwards.
Yeah. Of course.
You just got to keep forward all the time. So and then eventually I was discharged and from the army. So I got to find myself accommodation.
Okay.
So I found myself accommodation. I rented accommodation in Westcliff, not very far from the shop. Because at the same time, this old boy was living in the premises.
Yeah.
But he already told me that he's going to go away in maybe after 3-4 months. He's going to move down to Cornwall. So I said, okay, that's fine. And then he was there when I'm still coming up from the army.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So I left the army. And then I started going to the shop regularly. Now it's in other words for me to learn it.
To learn more. Yeah.
So that's how I get into the business. So I started doing it from then on.
So you've done that. You left the army. You got the shop. You're learning the trades. Then,
It wasn't easy.
of course, what was the hardest thing about buying a business that you have no idea about?
Capital is the hardest part of it, you know, because most of your money that you had or the money that I have saved is gone to buy stock
Yeah.
and also paying the fitters and everything else. But the capital was running down slowly because you have to pay your rents,
Yeah,
you
sure.
have to pay your rates, your bills and everything else. And because there's not enough income coming regularly, so you have to find a way whereas you're selling your goods to the customer and that profit, you're going to capitalize on it to pay for wherever else you're living. And don't forget, my accommodation have to be paid for as well. So all those things I have to do.
So how long after you starting this business did we come along?
Oh, it's a very long time. I started the business and then my dad passed away and then I went to bury my dad in Freetown. And that's where I met your mom. So I think it's about 6 or 7 months thereafter,
Okay.
your mom came.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when your mom came at that time, I think about a year later, then you came along, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the business was still going
Yeah,
when
the
you went
business
back home.
Yeah, the business was growing very good indeed. I mean, it was picking up really, really good.
Yeah.
You know, we used to get good contracts.
Yeah.
I mean, I was working for good companies and good builders are coming to me. And
So when's this? The late 80s, early 90s maybe?
I think it's the late 80s.
Late 80s. Yeah. Yeah.
And builders were coming to me now regularly. I said I'm really based the company now, getting really regular customers.
Sure.
And those customers were giving me more jobs to do and supply and fit.
Yeah.
And I get reliable fixes as well at the same time.
Yeah.
So that was, you know, it was building up nicely. It was going up nicely when I got married to your mom.
So obviously we've got, just for context, we've got I've got two older sisters
Yeah.
from different relationships or whatever. But when I was born, how did that affect the business? Because then by then you would have had 3 kids, right?
No, by then I had 2. It didn't affect the business at all.
Okay.
Because I remember that your sister Jade, I only see her the weekend.
Okay.
So Jade was coming every Saturday.
Yeah.
And I would see Jade from Saturday till Sunday.
Yeah.
So it's my time. So Jade would spend most of the time with me in the shop.
Yeah.
And then in the evening we'll go home.
Yeah.
And then on a Sunday afternoon, I can go to the shop, then I take her home thereafter.
So
It didn't affect the business at all. Even when you came along, your mom was around, so your mom was looking after you throughout.
yeah.
Until your brother came along, Ibrahim, as well.
Yeah.
But we moved from where we are in Westcliff to another side of Westcliff.
Mm-hmm.
So the business was still going, and there was no effect on you or my family life was private because at the end of the day, I used to go football. I'd take you guys on with me football.
Yeah.
From football, we used to come swimming. From swimming, we go home.
Yeah.
So everything was okay. It's just planning, really, basically.
So what do you think? See, like by the sounds of it, it just sounds like everything just worked out. Like everything was just.
Well, it looks easy, but it wasn't worked out. It's just like, as I said, it's just the way I structure myself and plan it. Because the sad part is when I break up with your mom, I start to reorganize myself.
Yeah.
Because the business, the advantage of that is basically I have my business, okay, and I have my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I separate the business from the kids. So the kids goes to school. I run the business from 9 till 3. So from 3 o'clock, I'll go and pick the kids up from school, bring them home. Then at the end of the day, they will be around me till 5 o'clock or 5:30. Then I will take them home.
Yeah.
Where I can do all the rest of the cooking, the preparation for them, whatever, books, read, cook, all this stuff. It's all part of my daily routine that I structure myself to do.
Where did you get that routine from?
Oh, that's a difficult one.
What influences? Because I profoundly remember the routine. I remember it.
Yeah.
I do it now with my daughter. So it's like, where did you get that? I need to know. where did this come from?
I think first of all, I would say from my
Okay.
And then secondly, I think the discipline that I had from the army, I combined both together, and I just carried on doing it.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah.
As everything else, if you get a good structure and a good base, you'll be able to progress because you don't look at the pitfall. You just think positive constantly. That have to be done. It needs to be done, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at the pitfall, I can't do that, I can't do this, I can't do that, then it will never get done.
Yeah.
And you never, then you start despairing all the time. But I never did. I just keep my head focused that my kids are important to me than anything else.
Yeah.
They're my world, so I just carry on. They're my kids. I will look after them to the best of my ability. And I think that's what I did.
Do you think that routine and structure, how would life be without it, do you think?
I never think about that. Without routine, how life will be, I don't know. Because I've never been without them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been without them. So if I didn't have them, then I wouldn't know any different.
Sure.
But if I have them, then life without them would be empty, really, basically.
Yeah.
So, life without them would be completely empty. So it was quite good for me. I was enjoying it. I still go out and I meet my colleagues and I take the kids out. I don't leave them behind. Everywhere I go, they go with me.
Yeah.
So they are my past, as I said, they're part of me and they always will be part of me. So I never left them behind.
See, for me, growing up, like I said, obviously I lived it. I was there. I remember, but see, for people watching this, they won't understand why. Obviously, you said your kids are the main focus, which is, to be fair, probably what most people would say. But I want to delve a little bit deeper into the understanding of the thought process. So you had the army influence your decision in how you structured your routine. You got your business acumen from, let's just say, your mentor, the guy that you bought the business from. He sat and showed you how to do it. But where did wanting all of those things and wanting your family, where did the ambition to become a great man come from? Like, where did that actually come from?
I think it's come within yourself, I guess. It's within you. You want to progress. You want to make life easy for your children or yourself, really. And I don't know where it comes from. I wasn't a kind of a person who is very big ambitious person that I want to be a millionaire tomorrow night. No. I just wanted to be I just want to be me. Being humble, being nice to mankind, and share whatever you have.
Yeah.
Not only for your family or your children, but even for those outside.
Yeah.
That is not in your circle. So ambition wasn't necessarily part of me. I can't think I was too ambitious. I don't think so.
It must have been to a degree. Obviously,
No, there's nothing in me that I can say, well, I'm very ambitious. I want to be such. I'll say, no, I just take it as it comes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where do you think I got that from then?
Well, maybe you see it around you. You've been around me and said exactly what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, you must have said, I want to do that. Because maybe if you look at it, in those times, they don't call it mentoring. Now they call it mentoring.
Yeah.
Or somebody that you can look forward to, or somebody you can imitate.
Yeah.
To say, well, that guy, I want to be like that guy, So, like you say, boxers. Well, he's a good boxer. I want to be a boxer.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But I never get boxers and racing drivers or footballers. It doesn't matter their style. They never attract me that much because they're their own. That is their life. That's what they wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And my life was I wanted to join the army, and I did. And I never thought I'm going to be a businessman. Well, I did.
Yeah.
I moved from one point to the next point. So I built around me what I think I'm capable of doing.
What is the biggest lesson so far that you've learned in business?
Oh, biggest lesson. It's the pitfall of business, really.
Let's say there's three lessons that have taught you what you know now.
The three things is, one is people. People taught you a lot.
Yeah.
Human beings, to study them, to understand them is a different case.
Yeah.
Then, I remember the next one, really. I mean, what frightened me most is to be a failure, but it didn't frighten me to be a failure. Because once you fail once, you get up, you dust yourself, you do it again.
Yeah.
So failure to me is no word called failure. It's a word that we use, but it's not. No, you can't be frightened of being a failure.
Yeah.
Because when you become a failure, you become a stronger person. It makes you a better person.
Sure.
Because you don't want to make the same mistake that you did yesterday. So there's no sort of thing called failure. So I never, with everything that's happened in my life, I don't think I would say I'm a failure.
Yeah, sure.
I've learned a lot from that. And I enjoyed it. So.
How about the third thing? One more thing.
Oh, I don't know. What's the third one will be? I don't know. Think my kids been around me. I think maybe that pain in the ass, but nonetheless, that's the way they are.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a failure, and I think that's a very good thing to be around in. Sometimes you don't know.
If you could go back and start your business again, would you change anything?
No, because there's nothing there to change. You can't go back to do the old thing that you were doing before.
Yeah.
So you might as well carry on moving forward. That's what's the past is the past. You cannot change it. You cannot never change the past.
Yeah.
So you must as well trying to see what you can do better for the future rather than changing the past. You're wasting time trying to change the way you did yesterday.
Yeah.
So you might as well try to do better thing tomorrow. So I can't change the past. I won't go back to my business. I won't go out and say I'm going to change my business if I'm going to start tomorrow. No, what's the point? You're wasting more time and revenue trying to change all that.
Do you know what I realized growing up was we was different.
Really?
Yeah, we was different amongst the peers that I was around.
Yeah.
Remember, we are a minority in a majority.
Yeah.
So when I was growing up, I felt it.
Yeah.
Because even the way that the routine that we was in going to school, we had to iron our shirts, we had to do our school uniform, we had to clean our shoes without fail every day. But then I looked at my friends and I thought, they don't have to do this. Why do I have to do this? And they don't have to do this. But it's only now, or maybe like as I got a bit older, I realized it's because they didn't have as strong routine or a strong discipline from their parents as what we had, right? So growing up, I always thought I was different. Is there something? So I think that's why in my teens, I started to rebel and I started to be like, why do I have to do this?
The routine, you want to be something else.
Yeah.
See, that's.
But did you predict that was going to happen? Did you know that was going to happen?
I never knew that was going to happen because it's like a big disappointment, really, because I generally, when I was a young man, and, it's like history repeats itself. You understand what I'm saying? Because my mom died when I was 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So basically I got a mom.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad was looking after me, not only me, but my other two sisters with my adopted, I was adopted, what they called extended sisters, So my dad used to look after all of them. But I was at home with my dad. Some of the things that you're saying, and when I get a certain age, going to school at the age of 5, he would do certain things. But at the age of 6, 7, 8, he would start teaching me to iron my shirt. He taught me how to wash my trousers to get to school the next day and clean my shoes. So it's something that they inbreathe in me. So I just pass it on to you. I said, well, at the end of the day, you guys are growing up now. You finish primary school, you go into secondary school, so you should be able and capable of being responsible to even look after your shirt, iron your trousers, clean your shoes, go to school looking nice and clean every single day, which I think it is nice and it makes you a better person today.
Definitely, because one thing that I can honestly say is not even just me. I think anyone that knows you will say they have never, ever not seen you in a suit. Honestly, I think, how many tracksuits do you own? How many pairs of trainers do you own? It can't be more than 3.
No. Only yours, that.
But the point that I'm making is you're in that routine of dressing a certain way every single day because, why is that? Why? Actually, I'm not going to answer for you.
It's just nice to look smart.
Yeah.
Being smart is always wonderful, and not only for the people, but within yourself, you feel good. You feel you don't want to look scruffy every day, and everybody clashes as if you're a scruffy human being. But once you look smart, people can judge you for your smartness. And people might remember you for your smartness, even wherever you do in the world. To remember, that guy was always smart.
Yeah.
You're not doing it because of that. You're doing it because for yourself.
Yeah.
And also you're an example to your family, how smart you can be. Sure. And I like my kids to be smart when they're going out. I don't like them to wear jeans and this and that. But that is the culture we live in nowadays. Most of them don't like it, but what can I do?
Sure.
But at least you look smart when you're out.
Yeah.
And people will remember you, and people will judge you by that. You know, no, in my time, I don't think I really worry for people to judge me, but I'm also quite happy to be myself and
Yeah, sure.
be as smart as myself, and because it's something I always want to do.
But you see, like with your era of people and your generation, from what I can see anyway, see all the people that were your friends when I was young or whatever, I think you're the only one that's been consistently smart for 20, 30 years. Like, 'cause some people might have one suit or whatever, but I'm saying people need to really understand this. Every single day you wear a shirt, I'm going to the shop, he's putting a tie on. The guy to the shop, that is, round the corner, you're wearing a tie on. Yeah. So I think that, like, yeah, people really need to understand the depth of the level of how seriously you take this.
Smartness is, I remember when we were young, cleanliness is next to godliness, I guess. I think being smart is really nice. It's something that you cannot tell a human being to be smart if they don't want to be smart.
Yeah.
You know, you can only see if they want to be smart. And if you think you can help them be smart, then carry on trying to help them be smart. But smartness is really nice, and cleanliness is always one thing that you can take from human being. It's something human beings should do naturally. So wearing a suit to me is just wearing my normal tracksuit every day.
Yeah, sure.
So I that's me. That's part of me, and I love doing that. And like everybody else, like to wear tracksuits. I like wearing trousers and shirt and tie and go on. I can carry boxes, which I do with my shirt and my tie. People say, "Why you smart? You dress so smart. You carrying boxes." I say, "It's part of my living, and the suit I'm wearing is my uniform."
Yeah.
So it's my business. So I carry boxes. I'm not ashamed to say that.
Yeah,
I carry
sure.
boxes and to sell my ceilings. Not because I'm in a suit, I don't do it. No, I do it.
Yeah.
So it's my uniform. You know, when you wear a uniform, then obviously you got to do what you're told, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
That's why I think that's what it is all about.
See, growing up, I never saw you work for anyone. I never saw you call anyone your boss. I never saw you have to ask someone to go to the toilet. You see, I never understood how much of a profound effect that would have on me until now, where I realize I haven't actually worked for anyone. I have, but not for long. Maybe 2 weeks I had a job, and I was like, I can't do it. I got to ask to go to the toilet. How? Why am I doing this when I've never seen my dad work for anyone? So what am I doing? I have to see, in my brain, it's been programmed that you, as the person, are your own boss. You go and make the money. So is there a reason why? One, you never worked for someone else. Two, did you understand the effect that would have on us?
Okay. Now, actually, I did work for somebody. I worked for the army because that is an institution that I used to work for.
Yeah, but I wasn't alive then.
But I never, not as if I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it, but certain things I wouldn't do. And then when I went, I said, well, while I'm running this business, before I get the business when it's running, I need money to come in. So I work for a company called Climate. I mean, what's it called them? Kelmate or something. They're going for BHS. We're getting the things from abroad, Portugal, whatever. They will put them in the warehouse, and then we'll get. But I couldn't work. As I said, I couldn't work for nobody. I felt, no, this is not me. I like to be my own independent. As you rightly said, I don't ask. I don't need to be asked what to do or told what to do. So because of that reason, I decided to say, well, I have to try it. My only boss would be my customers.
Okay.
You understand? So I've got one person to answer to.
Yeah.
It's my customers, nobody else.
Yeah.
Because when my customer comes, they complain about this or that. I have to be able to respond to them in the best way I can. So they are my bosses, not anybody else. Yeah, you're right. I don't feel comfortable working for somebody.
So let's skip forward then to a couple of years. So you've had the shop, you got your kids, everything's going as it was planned. Yeah. I must be, I don't know, let's say 15. 15, 16. I'm starting to understand the world. I'm starting to, I don't know, see different things. I'm around people. I'm exploring. I want to go to the youth club. I want to be a DJ. Remember, I had the decks. I had to take the trolley and the speak. So
Your money on amplifiers they never used.
amplifiers, vinyls every single week you'd give me. But what do you think changed in me? Because obviously people know that obviously I went to prison and all this and that, but there's got to be something before that.
No, there's nothing before that. I think what changed in you is because at the end of the day, you want to, as you rightly said, you want to explore. You want to be what you want to be, and you don't want to be like as if somebody's controlling you. I think it's a profound effect when parents break up, and it's only one that's is in control. I was in control because you were with me and your brother, with three of us in one room or one place. So that wasn't easy because there's no mother figure. I was the mother, I was the father, I was the friend, and I was everything. But yet I give you all the leeway to go and do what you want to do. And especially your younger brother was looking up to you more than anything else. You know, so you got to do what you got to do because of you. And your brother is trying to follow what you're going to do because, you know, he was very, very shy. He never had he has his friends, but you are his best friend, if you understand what I'm saying. But at the same time, you have to do what you're going to do because you have to change. You know, you're changing from a child to a boy. I mean, from a boy to a child, from a child to a man.
Yeah.
So between the age of 15 and 18, it's very difficult for that transition for anybody to go through. We all went through it.
Yeah.
We all become very, very subordinate. And you can't change that. I cannot change that.
Yeah.
That was the sad time for me, but yet the happiest time for me. You understand? It's happy in a way that you've learned the hard way. If I was protecting you from all that, be streetwise, you'd not been what you are today.
True.
You know?
Do you think that... Actually, let me ask this question. See, when I first went to prison, how did that make you feel?
Terrible. I was sick. But what could I do? I have to go with it. I pray every day that the time is going to come soon that he's going to come back home. And he's come back home a different man. It's just like me going in the army. It's like me going to prison, really. Basically.
The same. It's an institution, right?
Yes, it's a different thing.
Obviously, a different institution.
But I had the freedom to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But you never had that freedom.
Yeah.
You understand? That is taken away from you. And that is the hard part. And not only that, it's soft. You going through that, but your parents were going through it as well. Your brother was going through it. Your sister was going through it. You understand? But that's... You cannot hide away from it because we all suffer that. You understand? But for you, you've learned from that. And we pray that it's not going to happen again. That's it.
So after that happened, that's how you felt. What do you think changed in me?
You become a man and more responsible, I guess. That's what I wanted to be from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, you change. You become a man. You become a responsible person.
So do you think if I never went to prison, I wouldn't have become as responsible or...
No, I don't think so. I think you will become more responsible because now, because you had a good pathway anyway. You know, you finish school, you will start going to college, and you get all the qualifications that you need. You wasn't a stupid man. You're a very intelligent guy, and so obviously, you could have used more of your intelligence and to progress those years that you've lost.
Yeah.
But it seems like those years that's gone by, they've gone by, but now you're here. This is your starting point, which you've done very well for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So wherever you learned from that may be fine. If you didn't learn nothing, so be it. But now you said, no, I ain't going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm a grown-up man. I'm a responsible person now. You know, I'll pass it on. Let it go away from me. I don't need it. Which, of course, that's what it is all about.
So I come out of prison and then I started Fresco Box.
Yeah.
Now, when I came out, did you give me anything?
Yes.
What did you give me?
You said, I need to buy, Dad, I need to buy a coffee machine.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah. And I said, what you want a coffee machine for? He said, Dad, that coffee machine costs £800. I said, well, go and get it. Go and get the coffee machine. If you need it for your business, then get it. I think you get it. We got it eventually.
Yeah.
And then, we are. And
I've still got that coffee machine, you know. To this day, I've still got it.
That's good.
Yeah.
So my £800 was good investment.
Yeah. But what I mean is, you didn't say to me, oh, hi, like throughout our whole lives, you've never gone, oh, here's $5,000, here's 10 grand, here's like, we was never that, I didn't anyway,
No.
I don't know anyone else, but I never had that, here's X amount and just go and make some money with it, or just go and spend it as you please. Like we always started with,
not because I don't want to invest, it's your ideas.
Yeah.
It is your idea. You want to do that. So if I could have make it easier for you,
sure, obviously,
don't just waste it.
Yeah.
Because actually it wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to go that road. That road was for you. That pathway is you to make. I started with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gave me, even the bank, they didn't give me no money.
Yeah.
They didn't give me a loan. You understand? To run my business. And to this day, they won't give me a loan.
Yeah.
I haven't asked them, but I know they won't anyway.
Yeah.
So I saved the embarrassment. But I guided you. I said, well, if that's what you want to do, this is where you started with. Make sure you do X, Y, Z, W, and then if you need my help, I'm here.
Yeah.
The only help you asked me for is that coffee machine. And then the second thing he said, well, I'll need you to come to the place to clean up and do this. I'll do all that. But financially, no, I didn't give you that inducements to start the business with my own finances because you wouldn't have respected it.
And I'm happy you didn't, because look what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gone.
Yeah.
You pack it up. You said, no, I don't want it no more.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have you see, then I would say, well, I'll give you money, then you wasted it.
Yeah.
But now you can go on to say, well, I didn't waste it, but I gained so much experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I still get fresh to go box.
Yeah.
I started it, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah, sure. How was that when we won the award for new business?
That's something any parent would be proud of. I'm one of them that'll be very, very proud. I was surprised.
Did you?
Yeah, I was very surprised.
You didn't think we was winning it?
I didn't think we damn.
You didn't think we was winning it?
I don't talk, but I was proud.
Yeah.
And when I see you and your brother in that photo, I was a proud man.
Yeah.
And I'm still proud of that.
Yeah.
Because you started it, and you went further than I did. And maybe somebody somewhere will recognize that, oh, this man's, people know who I am now.
Sure,
Anyway,
yeah.
We thought without the business, they will always know that man is always hanging in there with his suspended ceiling. Yeah. So, yes, I was proud at that moment. Yeah.
So, Fresco happened. You're still doing your business. Things are just happening in the family and stuff. And then that brings us to 2020. So coronavirus is here. There's this pandemic. Blah, 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 blah. And then I say to you, Dad, how did you find out that I was having a child? Did I tell you?
No, you didn't tell me. I didn't even know you seen the lady.
Did I say nothing to you?
No, never. The only time,
But I never rang you and said, Dad, I'm having a child.
no.
What happened? It's actually a blur to me now, if I'm honest with you. I haven't actually sat and thought about it.
I mean, what happened? I think you didn't know that I know the lady anyway. I know Selena, and Selena was a close family friend to a lady that I know, which is a cousin or auntie, whatever they are. Yeah, I didn't know. I don't know. I think maybe your sister must have told me. When after a while, and then I said, no, it can't be. But anyway, and then this coronavirus took that good lady's life away.
Yeah.
And that is the time me and you went to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the time he told me actually everything. But, it's a sad part.
Do you think? Actually, I'll tell you something. Yeah. See, from what I can remember, that is the second time I remember actually crying.
Yeah, well, you have to take care of your system.
But you know that I've never really like had that kind of emotion. Like, obviously, like if you beat me and I'll cry, but I mean, like, I've never actually sat and thought about something and tears have come from my eyes. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
But so I'll tell you a funny story. Yeah, it's not funny, but I'll tell you a story. I was in a barber shop once, a couple of years ago, probably a couple of years before she passed away. Yeah, and we was having a conversation. And we said, "Oh, when was the last time you cried?" No, the boys are like, "Oh, when was it like?" We're just having a conversation. One of them was like, "Oh, I cried earlier because of this, that, and the other," and everyone was like, "Oh, all right, cool." Another one was like, "Oh, I cried when my nan passed away or something." Cool. They come to me. I said, "You know what? I remember I was about 7 or 8 and we was in the flat. Yeah. And he had that big silver TV. And he had a video VHS, yeah. And I remember watching it. Actually, no, it might have been cable, front row. Yeah, the black one, yeah. Front row, yeah. He was watching something. And there was a film that come on and Jennifer Lopez was the main character in this film, yeah. But she was a singer. She was like a Latino singer. And she was singing to all these crowds and stuff. I think someone shot her or something like that, and she passed away. Something. But the film, I remember at the end of it, I remember crying my eyes out, and I remember coming to you saying, "Dad, like," he was like, "What's wrong with you?" I remember that dad, like, you don't understand. The woman, that she got so far, and then she just died out of nowhere. Do you know what the film's called? Selena.
Oh, okay.
And that always stuck with me. And then the second time I remember crying was when she passed away in real life. And so, I don't know what it is. It's like I had a warning from the universe to say, like, this name is gonna,
It'll be in your head.
yeah, it's gonna resonate with you.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, it isn't. It isn't. It's kind of like an awakening to be like, the universe will put things in front of you as signs.
And then,
It's up to you
You're gonna work out.
if you listen to them or not. So for me, it was more like a, okay moment.
This is what it's all about.
So obviously she passed away. And then it's me and love. So I'm kind of in the same position that you was in.
History.
Yeah, right? So I'm kind of in the same position where I'm raising my child. I'm the main parent. I'm the mum and the dad. And how does that make you feel seeing that?
I'm proud of that. I'm happy because I did that, and my dad did that as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
your granddad brought us up,
Mm-hmm.
and then he passed away, and we live a life, and then you guys came along, and unfortunately, it seems that you're taking that same road
Yeah.
of looking after your own child.
Yeah.
You know, it just keeps going on and on, isn't it, really,
Yeah.
basically? But I don't think that is the way it should be, but that's the way it is.
Do you think there's such a thing called generational trauma?
Well, it's not trauma. I don't think I'll call it.
I don't think it's trauma. I'm just saying, do you think there is?
I'll call it trauma. No. It's if it's a generation joy, then I would say yeah, because to be honest with you, it's nothing more pleasant than bringing your own kids up.
Yeah.
It's really, especially when they're good kids. Even if they're bad, you can make them good because they're your kids.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way you can chuck them away. You can't cast them away. So yeah, no. But I enjoyed it, and I'm seeing you doing it, and that bond that you get with love, nobody else can give you that. That security that love got, nobody else can give you that.
Sure.
I can't give it. I'm just I'm a grandparent, but can only do my best to love as much as you do.
Yeah.
And give you the love that love is going to give you. You can't share that with me or anybody else apart from you, because you are you. You're unique to that extent. So no, I don't think it's a trauma.
I'm with you.
No, it's not. It's a joy. I think it's a joy. I mean, I used to think, oh, my mom is dead. I admire people who their mother is 90 or 80, and I sit down sometime in a small corner. I just said to myself, oh, I wish my mom was there.
Yeah.
And how would she look? how is she going to be looking?
Yeah,
If she's 80 years old, oh, God, I would value her so much.
yeah, sure.
You know, well, not value, because value is the wrong word. I would love her so much because there's no price. You can't really value things that there's a price on. But your mom is priceless. It's love.
Yeah.
I would love her so much, but she's not there. You know, and it is sad. That's it's something that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
And I've dealt with it from the age of 5 to now.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. I think young love is going to be coming to an age that is going to say, "Where's my mom?"
Yeah.
But she's soon past, because it's going to realize that my dad is my mom, my dad is my dad, my dad is my best friend, whatever it is, it's my dad.
Yeah.
And that's what I went through.
Yeah.
Because that my mom is not there, but all I have was my dad,
Sure.
and my sisters.
Sure.
That's it. You know, so I don't miss it.
Yeah.
But I do miss my mom. I miss, I miss her immensely, and also I use the word really hate, because when kids abuse their parent, to me, it's painful.
Sure.
Very painful. I hate it, because there are people that you should love more.
Do you feel that that's what we kind of did to you to a degree?
Yeah, you give me love. I don't want anything else. Love is better than anything that you can give. Your parents, you cannot give them. If you don't give them, it's not. Parents don't want houses. They don't want cars. They just want you to love them.
Yeah.
Like the way they love you.
Yeah.
That's it. But people say, "Oh, I value." No. You never value your parents. Never ever value your parents. Love them.
So let's talk about Africa.
Lovely. You should try to go there soon.
I've been with me.
Yeah.
You're telling me I should go Africa. You tell that to your other brother. You said to your other son. Yeah, that's what you need to say it to me.
Take your brother to Africa. It's lovely.
But tell us how beautiful Sierra Leone is where you grew up.
Sierra Leone is beautiful. I grew up in a very good environment. I was born in the city of Freetown, and in a place called Liverpool Street. We are Maroons, or I was born in Maroon Town. So even though my dad was a Maroon, but he make us all know that's what it is about. You know what I mean? And we are close. Sierra Leoneans are very close people. Even though sometimes it seems to hate each other, but we're close families.
Yeah.
We are all interrelated in some way.
Yeah.
And because of that interrelationship that we have, it's very difficult for people to really break the
bond. Yeah, sure. So what was the transition like culturally from Sierra Leone to Shoeburyness? Yeah, from Sierra Leone to Shoebury. And for us growing up, remember, I'm first generation British.
Yeah.
With African descent.
Right.
So in my house, I'm African.
Yeah.
Outside my house, I'm British.
Yeah.
So for me, like I said, it was a bit confusing, because all of my peers the majority of them are white British male.
Yeah.
A few Pakistanis, a few Bangladeshis, a few, but not a lot. So for you, that transition must have been...
It's easy, really, to be honest. It wasn't hard, because when I was in Freetown, don't forget, my parents were... I would say my parents... My dad used to be a merchant navy, so he was going around the world anyway. And then when I was, I can't remember my age at that time, then this guy, David, who was, David?
Yeah.
And then David he's the managing director for a big company in Freetown. And he just took a very good like of me, and he said, okay. And this guy is a white guy. And then he used to go out with a lady called Erica, who's passed away now. And she was working for the president of the country at the time. She's a secretary, a private secretary. And before that, she was working for the president of Ghana. So this lady and David, who all get together, and now you see the transition, because being in Freetown and being amongst the English people,
Yeah.
I didn't find it very difficult.
Yeah,
because when
I had that.
I came to the UK, it's the same process.
Yeah.
We just carry on. Went to school, as you rightly say, like you. I was the only black guy in the school, and in this private school, we have Chinese, we get Iranians, and you get English. Then you get one African child, which was me. You know what I mean? And well, I get very, very close to the Iranians and the Chinese at the time, because we are the foreigners at the time in the school, even though it's a private school. But I didn't find it very difficult. Even when I joined the army, it's still the same people I'm dealing with, without no prejudice to them. So
how did you tackle racism? Because I can imagine in them times there, I'd say I went through a lot of racism growing up, but nothing. I can't even. I don't know how you're not in jail. I don't know how.
Yeah, it's very difficult because I don't know. I think it's something that is inbuilt in me that I don't care what name you call me because it doesn't bother me. It's more story I'll tell you. As soon as I remember coming back from Southern Coalfield, I went to Woolwich Arsenal, they used to call it. And that's where the first camp I went in for my training. I was in that camp, and as soon as I walked in there, the guy said to me, he said, "You're going to get a haircut." And I said, "That's fine, that's not a problem." He said, "Well, some niggers, when they come in here, they think they're big." And I said, "I don't know what you're calling a nigger, but I'm not one." And to this day, I'll never forgot that.
Yeah.
And then I had a fight where this guy headbutted me, and what I did to him afterwards is, I don't know, up to this day. It's history. Well, it's only part in being boys, I guess.
What did you do to him?
But I hit him so severely that he will never do it again. So... Yeah, I never fight. I stopped. From that day forth, I said I will never fight again.
Why? Because what happened to him?
Yeah, I said I will never fight, and I promised myself that I never fight. Even when I come down to when I was posted to Shrewsbury from Germany, and the first guys I met, and it's Terry Callahan, and those guys. I went in the pub. I was standing minding my own business. And they look outside, they say, "What's this man doing with a BMW? A black man come to Southend with a BMW? He must be mad." Yeah. And I didn't say anything. And so he come up to me and said, "Is that car yours?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, okay, we're going to a party tonight." I said, "No problem, where's the party?" He says, "It's a place called Bikewise in Leon C." I said, "Okay, give me the address, I'll be there." Don't forget, in those days, we got mobile phone.
You said you turn up?
I just turn up. I just find a place. We all turn up in this place. We went upstairs with some other different people. And Terry go in the kitchen, get a knife. He said, "Well, this is it." I said, "What is that then?" "So I'm going to cut your dick off, excuse the language." And I said, "Really?" I said, "You go ahead and try it." And Terry looked at me. He think he's the hard man of the town, and everybody is scared of the Callahans. So I said, "Okay." So anyway, I stand in the corridor. All of a sudden, this guy come out from the bathroom with all his chest, all blood coming out from his chest. And I stand there laughing. I said, "What happened? The guy took you in there, and the guy just beat you up, and you want to cut my dick off?" I said, "My dear friend, goodbye." And that's how we become friends. Yeah. And all the family. And because Southend is a very close country in town.
Yeah.
For you to get into that community, somebody must have done something to you, or somebody must have accepted it.
Yeah.
And because they are so close, they never let you in. So it took me a long while for me to get into the community.
Sure.
And when I did, it's like they always watch over your back, always.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why we are in Southend, and that's why I love the town.
Yeah.
But that's my experience.
Oh,
I never did it again.
Yeah.
Every time he goes out, he come and pick me up from the army camp, we'll go on.
Yeah.
And then bring me back. I said, I teach him how to play squash and all this kind of thing. So we become very close after that incident. But he doesn't want me to tell anybody about it. It's a secret between me and him. So that's the way it is. Yeah. So that's my transition. I didn't find it difficult.
Yeah.
I know racism is, as I said to you guys, Anybody call you names and say anything to you, turn the other cheek. Just don't worry about it. Just move on.
Do you think that's the best way to deal with it?
Yeah. I know it's offensive. I know it's hurtful. But what are you going to gain? What are you going to gain when people call you names? When people discriminate you? Where are you going to gain by retaliating? You be the better person. Move away or move on. It happens every single day.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Sure.
Every day. I mean, I'm in business. I know. It happens every day. People don't want to give me a job because they think I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, that's fine. I'll walk away. I know what is for me will always come.
Yeah.
You know, but if you give me the job, I did it so well, then what are you going to do? Give me more. Give me more.
Yeah, sure.
Don't judge me.
Yeah.
You see, but people are quick to judge because of your race. But you have to put that behind you.
Yeah.
I never capitalize on it.
I think now more so, I don't really think it's that much of a problem. As much as it was then, I think that if they're accepting all genders, then I think the kind of our skin is the least of everyone's worries at the moment. Yeah, yeah.
Gender acceptance is different from race.
Yeah, true.
You'd be surprised how many people go through it.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to give you a job because they think you're black, you're stupid. You won't be able to do the job.
Yeah.
Or your color is different. People discriminate you for so many reasons. You know, but I just smile.
Interesting.
I just smile because it's hurtful. You know you have the same ability or even more than the one they're going to give the job to.
Yeah.
But because of your color, they don't invest in you. They don't want to invest in you. And I don't accept that. And maybe this is one of the main reasons I decided to work for myself.
What do you want to be remembered for?
The man that always smile.
You don't always smile, though. What are you talking about? The man that always smiles, you know. You don't always smile. No, I'm joking. I do smile a bit.
The man that always smile. They remember me for always smiling. Because when you smile with the world.
Remember you had a postcard in the shop. Yeah, it said,
smiling.
It said, when you smile, the whole world smiles with you.
Yeah.
But when you fart, what was the last bit?
Fall on your own.
Yeah, something like it was. I remember it was a white postcard with a B on it, innit? Yeah. I remember.
You fall on your own.
Yeah.
So you keep smiling. Doesn't matter what they did to you. Just get up, dust yourself together and smile. There, yeah? You kill them quickly.
All right. I'm going to leave it there.
Thank you very much.
It's been an interesting conversation.
Oh, wonderful.
How do you feel about the podcast world? Do you feel like this is...
I don't know. It's all right.
This could be a new career for you, a new career path.
Oh, please.
Huh? All right. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I can go to work now. I've been here for 2 hours.